Welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Gemini, there is a link in the description box where you can find your whole birth chart, and that way for additional information for the week, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. So this is for Gemini for the week of August 29th to September 5th. I'm just going to lower this a teeny bit. Perfect. So we are using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for a 3-card spread today, and then drawing additional message cards from the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Medicine card Tarot. Whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to apply these messages to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So Gemini, I did already read for you today, and the recording was without audio, so I can't use it. So I'm going to do your reading again. If there's any duplicate cards in this spread, I'll let you know. Otherwise, let's treat it as though it's fresh, and we'll ask, what does Gemini need to know? All right, so those jumped around together. I am going to take them. I'll use the second one as an influence to the first. And bottom of the deck for energy. So I do see chop wood. This is a duplicate card from the original spread earlier today. But yeah, everything else is a little bit different. So let's see what's going on here. So let's get a general idea of what's going on with all the cards together, and then I'll look at them piece by piece with you. So it appears as though you are on the receptive end of things. You want to receive, maybe you're waiting for a call, you're waiting for confirmation from something, you're waiting for an answer, you're waiting for an outcome. Perhaps this is natural and necessary right now, but perhaps you are waiting and acting receptive when you could be taking action here. The only reason I say that is because of the complementary cards here with both the general energy and what has gotten you to this position. Are both get rid of it energies, okay? So you might be waiting for something that will actually never occur because you need to take action, and you've convinced yourself that you don't need to, or that it's not your job or something, but something is acting like a splinter. And again, as a general reading, you're going to have to decide where in your life that fits right now. But a definitive decision needs to be made, and you need to understand what your options are here. Perhaps you are just waiting and holding off on something here because you want to further understand what your options are before taking action. And I just don't see that you're looking at the heart of a matter, however. I think you're looking for the right way, or the popular way, or what's worked in the past, etc. I think you might be waiting or even wanting that to occur in the situation this week, and that's got no heart. Another way to frame that is that's got no soul. This situation or event or occurrence or theme this week really deserves a lot of heart because it's missing, okay? And yeah, like I said, if you're really receptive and you've been playing the waiting game, like the lady in waiting type thing, I'm not saying this is necessarily romantic. I'm just using the lady in waiting as an example, where you could just, someone else has to make the first move and it has to be the right move. Otherwise, you're just going to keep waiting until somebody, the right person, makes the right move. And that's like incredibly frustrating for both parties. It's also a little unfair because, like I said, I think you might be expecting something from them that you've decided is appropriate, or you've decided is the only way to do something, and maybe you didn't share that with them. Like maybe they don't know how to act, or they don't know exactly what you want. Whether or not they can give that to you is another thing, but maybe they don't know exactly what you want, or even if they do give it to you, how you're going to react here, because there's something really heavy that's outstanding. Something has not been resolved here within you, right? Within yourself, with regard to the situation. Okay, so let's look at each card in terms of why I'm saying what I'm saying. So clean it up as general energy regarding all these other cards for the week is clean it up. This is something is in the way. Something is preventing you or another person, right? Yin is about receptivity, which means that something or someone is coming your way, or at least you're allowing for that to happen. But look at what it's surrounded by. It's surrounded by like a splinter. Something's still really upsetting. You something's in the way, creating a barrier, and you don't know which way to turn. So it's almost like the other person, like they can't win. That's what it's looking like here. And maybe you don't even know you're doing it. Or maybe you don't know that you're providing the atmosphere for someone to keep disappointing you or messing up or not giving you what you need, etc. But yeah, something needs to get rid of here. Maybe it's just the expectation, right? Maybe it's not the other person necessarily, particularly if they're a loved one, right? You don't want to like clean it up, like get rid of a loved one. But you do want to get rid of expectations around something, particularly if you haven't shared what you definitively want as an outcome with them, or you haven't shared, for example, why it's important for them to do things a certain way for you in order to be received by you. Something's holding you up from receiving them. And I'm going to suggest that it's something that you've put in the way, or you've put a block up and created like a moving sort of goalpost. Like they'll sort of give you what you said you needed and wanted, and then for some reason there's something outstanding about it, or it wasn't complete, or so this could just be an element of face value versus deeper desires. Perhaps you're unaware of your deeper desires. If that's the case, could be a good week to get in tune with those, or you're denying them, which is to no one's benefit. It's probably a really good idea for you to come to terms with what you really, really want and what you really desire, particularly if another person is involved and there is a conflict or something that appears to be missing or irritating. In the position as an influence is the chop wood. So I hope you can see this. Yeah, so chop wood just means that something needs to be cleaned up, okay? Something needs to be, you need to prepare for something. Another way to look at this is sort of like the squirrels and the nuts for winter time. Like maybe you're not prepared for what's coming your way, or you feel like you are, but when you do receive it, it leads you to question everything again, or it leads you to even more options, and now you really don't know where to turn, or like I said, or something has been cleaned up, or you're about to clean something up, or they are, and you receive it and it's still not good enough, and you're going to create another goalpost for it. I think the major theme here, if this is exactly what's going on for you, Gemini, I think the major theme for me at least here is, why would you be resisting what someone else is bringing to a situation that you want resolved, right? Because it appears as though you're receptive, and you might even be saying you're receptive, and you might even look like you're receptive. but something's in the way and you're not prepared, or you're only preparing yourself now and you're preparing yourself maybe for a letdown instead of a great outcome. And it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy here because of all the different directions that you have available to you at the end here. I don't recall showing you the yin, and I just want to show it to the camera in case you didn't get to see it. Forgive me. This does represent you. Of course, it's the huge urn here with overflowing water. So there's a lot. This could even be emotions, right? This could be strictly about the emotions and you're overwhelmed by something. If that's the case, then you weren't prepared. And there are a lot of options available to you, but it's not because the other person isn't giving you what you want or isn't willing to give you what you want. It's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing you switch things up. It could be self-protection. Maybe you don't want to get to the root of the matter. You don't want to accept other people the way they are. Maybe you feel that other people being the way they are reflects on you. And if you have a sort of a low self-opinion, for example, you could think that someone else's attitudes or behavior is you, or that you're automatically reflected by it. And you're trying to separate yourself from that person. You know, but if that's the case, just tell them, right? Or be really clear and honest about that. Because I really feel here that someone else is giving you what you say you want. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And I'm not sure why here. Maybe you got exactly what you wanted and you still don't know what to do with it. Or you were only prepared for not getting what you wanted and now you don't know what to do with what you have available to you. So, like I said, I'm going to let the by the book influence fork in the road. This is where I feel like you're being influenced by either past behavior or things that you sincerely believe should, okay? This should happen. You should do it this way and you should say these words and you, or worse, you know, you should have. Well, that's the past. If you're saying should have at all, please, at least for the week, Gemini, put those two terms, put those phrases away for the week because it's unkind. And like I said at the very, very start, this situation requires a lot of heart. There is some soul missing here. I think you might be thinking or feeling or behaving as though if they don't do it the way you want in this order, it's not good enough. Or if they did do it, you're going to switch things up or tack something else onto it. And it's going to feel a little gamey soon. And unless that's what you want, hey, if that's what you want, cool, right? I just think you're better than this, and I think you're bigger than this. I think you want something deeper. If this is about a colleague that you don't really want to get to know and you don't really want to see eye to eye with and you really want to keep changing things to protect yourself, listen, by all means, this is the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Like, yeah, keep switching things up for them, make it hard for them. But if that's not what's going on and someone's genuine and sincere and they're trying to get close and you know, you've made at least some effort to get close or to make amends or be receptive here, you know, maybe do it with some heart. Maybe put a little bit of soul into it. And it could be a good time to let bygones be bygones. Is a way to interpret the chop wood here. You need to let go of something here. Sorry, you need to let go of something here and you need to prepare for something. But obviously prepare for something really positive. You did have two jumpers from this deck. I will read them rather swiftly here. So with friendship, this means a switch up in relationships. Sorry, it got dark in here really fast, so I hope you can see these. Friendship is a switch up in relationships. So if this is a family member, it can still be a friend. And if it's a friend, it can still feel like family. So however you feel about the word friendship. Friendships are going to be flipped this week, or it's going to be the beginning of flipping a friendship this week. If, like I said, at the very end, if this is something that you're done with and you just want to let go of, then keep making it difficult for them, because they'll get the hint sooner or later if you don't want to be just blunt and tell them. On the other hand, someone else may get tired of this little game, okay? Someone else might grow really tired of this, because if this is what's going on and you're making things a little bit difficult for somebody and you're always preparing for the worst while appearing receptive or you know, welcoming, you might trip someone else up so bad that they're gonna give up. They're gonna be out of the game. So I would really look at the question, you know, what do you wish for? Be careful what you wish for this week, Gemini, because we're looking at intention here. Intention is in conjunction with friendship. They came out together. So we're looking at intentions and friendship. What do you intend to happen? Like I said, what are you preparing for? Because chances are you're going to get it. And if you are let down, you can get over it. You can have a conversation. You can find a way around it. If you're let down and they never know, or if you're let down and they don't know why, that's not very fair. They'll never have a chance to make you happy. And now we're looking at power tripping and stuff like that. So let's avoid stuff like that if that's what's going on. But really look at why you would be interested in a friendship with this person or persons at all, and what your intention is for that relationship. Giveaway is your final card here. Giveaway I'm going to associate here with clean it up. You really just need to get rid of something, like I said, at the very beginning. If there's anything that feels like a splinter here this week, emotional, psychological, financial, material, anything that's a thorn in your side, now's the time to get rid of it, because it's going to be impossible to move forward. You're going to feel very uncomfortable moving forward until you get rid of whatever that creeping feeling is, whatever that, even if it's something like, you know, the other shoe's going to drop, or, you know, like I mentioned a moment ago, there's a sense of, you know, not wish fulfillment, but being careful what you wish for. Okay, so giveaway, really out of the ordinary or excessive expectations of other people this week. Give away the need to control outcomes. Give away the need to make things more difficult for other people. And if they are sincerely trying, give away the need to do things by your book and your design only. And really prepare for the best. Look at intentions. Look at why you would be behaving a certain way and what you expect to happen at the end of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. If you have a second, let me know how it works out for you. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos for your sign every week. So until next time, Gemini, take good care. Bye for now.